And if you've got a big increase and didn't report it to us, you're going to have a tax problem because you're going to owe taxes back through your tax process. And again, that's another exemption, is some people make such little amount of money that they're not going to have to worry about that. But for some people who make an amount of money where they file their taxes and they're getting this, for lack of a better term, subsidy, that's where the push is going to come.
And that actually is where the fine comes in. Also, you don't get a fine really; it's a tax.
Correct.
Process,
You've got to have a government mechanism that collects the money from people, and in this system, it's done through the IRS. And we know some of the concerns raised in Washington about the IRS getting involved in this type of business. But again, the law as it currently stands, you file your taxes, you report your income, and you make a report. And I don't recall offhand, but it seems like last time I filed my taxes, there was a question about whether you have insurance. And I think it was part of that, the health insurance. And I think it was probably the start of their ability to validate. My daughter went to school in Massachusetts, and I had to attest and show her proof of health insurance. And Massachusetts, when Governor Romney was there, was the first big start of the health care coverage, in which now with this expansion, they're looking at a real possibility of 97 or 98% of their population being covered with health insurance.
Well, Christina, any questions? You represent every person.
Yeah, of course. And
so you must have an every person question.
I'm like my community. I do have a question, because I've been immersed in the past year and a half in inner city. And a lot of landed immigrants and a lot of people from other countries, namely Asian countries, and a lot of the South American countries. A lot of these people who've come from these other countries, they have a lot of fear, of course, and we're trying to help them out and help guide them. Now, in this case, what if they are considered like landed immigrants? They are waiting for their citizenships or to come through. Are they also able to be a part of this system, this healthcare system?
Christine, that's a good question, because I'm not totally sure. I think it's worth them investigating it. Mm-hmm. But I think if you asked me to place a bet, I would tell you that my bet is, and I don't believe that they'll be covered. And some of that is, again, as we talked about, that's a little bit on the political side. And remember, politics isn't necessarily a bad thing, because you have to sort of pick your battles.